well, we're not sure what we've got. There was this film that we found, and suddenly we realized, hey, that's Game 7 of the 1973 Eastern Conference playoffs. Up until this point, we didn't have any evidence that any video or any film existed. Problem, it was film that the coaches used to look at the game. No sound. So we went to the WNBC broadcast with Marv Albert and John Andres and matched up the radio with the film, which we turned to video. It was imperfect, but you'll get the picture that this was a hotly contested Game 7, which shows you everything you need to know about Boston Celtics, New York Knicks basketball back in the day.
No good. Rebounded by Reed and then hands to Frazier. New York ball as the Knicks move right to left. Frazier to Bradley along the left sideline. Bradley cuts off the pick met by Collins. Bradley throws to Monroe on the right. The throw looking down low. Reed. No score. Opening minute of play. DeBusschere to the forecourt. Got it by Nelson. He's to the left side of the circle. Off the pick from Reed. Now throws on the right for Monroe. Back to DeBusschere. Head of the circle. Met by Collins. On the right to Reed. Pumps. Now the side jump. Yes. And the Knicks lead by the score of 2-0. Monroe walks it across. Holds at center court. A one bounce for Reed up high. Makes the turn on Collins. Now looks for help. Does not want to force it. Gives to Frazier. Down low to DeBusschere. He fakes. Lays it up. No good. Rebound. Back tap. By Shady. Out of the back corner. The fast break to Nelson on the left side for the jumper. 8.5 remaining first quarter. Both clubs very slow in getting started. Monroe walks it across against White. Monroe dribbling at center court. A one bounce for Bradley along the right sideline. Bradley cuts off the screen met by Collins. Hands to Monroe. Monroe with the pump jump. Good. And we're tied at 5. They line up. Collins will toss it in. Holds it high over the head. Now pops it to Nelson deep along the right side. He flips to White. Over to Collins off the screen with the jump. Good. As Monroe moves it across. Gives to DeBusschere along the right side. He has that right knee taped up. DeBusschere back the other way now to Monroe. He flips down low to Reed. Backing. He turns. He spins. The scoop short. However, back tap to Monroe. Knocked out of his hands by White and taken by Frazier. Frazier to the head of the foul circle. Bullets to DeBusschere. A side jump. No good. Rebound. Reed. Good. A beautiful tip in by Willis. And we're tied at 7. Reed now with 2 field goals for 4. White moves it across. Met by Monroe at center court with the stutter step pull to Nelson on the right side. Down low Collins looking for position on DeBusschere. A hook. Good. Bradley in the forecourt along the left sideline as Reed sets up against Collins. Gives to Willis up high. On the left to Monroe. A one bounce pass thrown away intended for Reed. And it's taken by White. White out of the backcourt. White to the left side of the circle. White accelerates on Bradley. The floater is good. Monroe across the midcourt line. Sends to DeBusschere on the right side. Back to the pearl. Returns to DeBusschere on the drive on Nelson. Holmes to Bradley. Here's the side jump. It's good. The Knicks trail by 3. They are in possession. Frazier one bounce for DeBusschere up high. To the corner Bradley. His jump. Yes. White to the right sideline. Now holds up. Down low to Collins. Back to the basket on DeBusschere. Collins spinning. Here's the jump. Bradley to the forecourt along the left sideline. As a set play is indicated by Bradley. Cuts across the lane, flips to DeBusschere. The side jump. Good. Monroe against White to the left side. A one bounce for DeBusschere up high. Saddles with him. On the right for Bradley. Cuts down the lane. Loses the ball off his foot. Taken off by White. Racing to the forecourt. Cut by DeBusschere. White turns. Looks for the shot. Here's the jump. It's good. Monroe moves it across. Monroe in deliberate fashion along the right sideline. Monroe looking to make the move on White, then hands to DeBusschere. Holds it over the head. Down low Frazier. Gets the step. Drives and hits. Frazier eluding his man Cheney. And Clyde hits his first field goal. 16-15 the score. Silas looking. Flips to Collins. Takes it along the right sideline. Gets the step pass. Reed and leaves it home. Bradley moves it across. Bradley along the left sideline. Snaps to Monroe at center court. Holds the ball high over the head. Now back the other way to Bradley. Bradley gives to Reed on the run for the running hook. No good, but a foul.
Smart move by Willis. He saw the middle open after coming out very high, and he just charged right down. A good instinctive move for a big man to make, and he got Towns behind him. Good position, and if Willis can do that more and get Towns in foul trouble, this game could, of course, go in the Knicks' favor.
Gives to Monroe. Monroe at center court, midway between the sidelines. Now throws the other way to DeBusschere. DeBusschere cutting around Nelson for the... A beautiful move. Salas trying to meet him, but DeBusschere floated over Salas. 19-18, the Knicks lead by 1. Here's White moving it across. Monroe playing him very tight. Hands to Havlicek. Havlicek at the head of the circle. Met by Monroe on the switch. On the right for Cowens. Cowens gives the other way to Havlicek. Hands to Nelson. Nelson with the jump from 20. Good. Now Reed inbounds to Monroe. The throw to the midcourt line with 5 seconds. Monroe gives to Bradley. Cuts left with 3. A long jump short at the buzzer. So that's the end of one. But the score. The Boston Celtics 22 and the New York Knicks 19.
This Game 7 that we're watching didn't happen here. It happened at Boston Garden, and that was one tough place to play. And one excited man who was there calling the game with Marv Albert was John Andres. In your first season with the Knicks?
It was, Al, and it was thrilling.
Now, it's hard to believe. This really is amazing. This is a Game 7 in the NBA playoffs in 1973, and as far as we know, there's no videotape of this game. We rescued it with John and Marv's radio call and a film that was done for the coaches to scout the other teams. So in this game, the name value is just amazing. What's happening in certain careers, like, for example, Willis Reed, is unbelievable. And to think that this was in Boston Garden where the Celtics had enjoyed nothing but winning. What else did you see?
They had 9 straight years of winning Game 7s. And the setting was interesting too, Al, because they had played, there's only 17 teams in the league at that time, so they played 8 regular season games and they split. So going into Game 9, it was 4-4. But the history of success of the Celtics made it very difficult for the Knicks mentally going into the game because they were facing such terrible odds. However, what ensued in the game turned everything around to a tremendous victory.
Did anything happen physically to the Knicks in trying to survive this Game 7 that would affect them in the NBA Finals?
Not really, because the NBA Finals actually turned out to be boring compared to that Game 7. It was a 5-game series out west. But the Knicks rose in that game. Big problem that they had was Havlicek, of course, Boston had. He had run into a pick set by Dave DeBusschere. Turned out to be a very close friend of his, but he was really negated in that matchup. Cowens was great, but and JoJo White was great in that game. But the Knicks really got tremendous team play from their roundup of guys, including Willis Reed.
All right, enjoy it. It's the only known copy that we think is in existence. Game 7, the 1973 Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks and Celtics.
We'll see what happens here in the second quarter. Lucas has come on for Reed. The tap controlled by the Knicks. Meminger also reporting and replacing Monroe. The Dream takes it, gives to Frazier. Hands on the weave for Bradley. On the right for DeBusschere. Holds it over the head to Lucas on the left. Puts it on the floor. Throws back outside to DeBusschere. He's met by Cowens. That tight Boston defense again. Now Frazier drives in with a running one-hander, but it's no good. Rebounded by Havlicek. Havlicek cross the midcourt line. Havlicek to the right sideline. Now to the head of the foul circle. Met there by Bradley. Backing on Bradley now to the right sideline. And then holds up. Looks for help. Pops it down low to Cowens. Bradley goes for the ball and commits the foul. Bradley across the midcourt line. Bradley to the left side. Gives to Lucas. He sets. Does not shoot. Drives instead. Then over to DeBusschere on the left. Flips to Bradley for a turnaround jump. Good! Bradley had White backing in on him. And now the turnaround, 22-21. Boston by 1. They move to the forecourt. Havlicek on the left side, to the left side of the circle. And he's played on the switch by Lucas. Bradley now on Silas. Havlicek outside to Cowens. To Silas. Six away. So the Knicks trail by 2. And Silas moves it across to Cheney at center court. Cheney guarded by Meminger. Flips on the left for Silas. Silas cutting left. Hands on the weave for Havlicek. Spinning. He gives to Cowens a long jump, short, forced shot, rebounded by DeBusschere. DeBusschere's pass, battled the other way by Silas, and then he guns it ahead. Bradley to the forecourt. Bradley changes direction to Lucas, a one-hand pop, no good. Rebound, Cheney, and it's Boston ball. Cheney out of the backcourt against Frazier. Frazier steals it. It's deflected away, picked off by Bradley. Bradley to the head of the foul circle, to Lucas. On the right, DeBusschere, a jump, yes, and we're tied at 24. Frazier, and he moves it across. The one bounce now for DeBusschere. Down low, Lucas. Lucas turns the baseline hook. No good. Rebound Silas. Hands to White. White across the midcourt line. White on the run. The floater. Good. Sergio White banking it home. 26-24 the score. Boston on top by 2. Meminger. Left side of the lane. Out of the head of the foul circle with room. He jumps and hits. We're tied at 26. Here's Meminger on the run. He drives and he hits. Streaking past White. Meminger connects, and that puts the Knicks on top, 28-26. Cheney to the right sideline, now holds up. Down low, Cowens turns for the jump. It is good. Got the rim, and we're tied at 28. Cheney to center court, midway between the sidelines. Now holds the dribble. His pass stolen by Meminger, cutting in front of White. Meminger on the drive, lays it up and in. 4.5 remaining first half. The Knicks by 132-31 as Frazier inbounds to Meminger. Meminger along the left sideline. Down low to Jackson. Baseline jump against Kaburski is short. Rebounded by Kaburski. He gives to White. White across the midcourt line with the right-hand dribble. White to the left side of the lane. Now White cuts around. Jackson reaching around for the steal. White gives to Cheney. On the weave to Kaburski up high. Kaburski looking for Collins, but he's played tight. Gives him set to Nelson. A pass for Kaburski knocked away. Recovers a forced jump. Hits the back of the rim. Bounce back. Collins with the tip. That's his sixth field goal as well. Boston by 1. 33-32. Frazier goes for the steal, but Havlicek holds on. Fires down low. Pulls it away. Intercepted by Frazier. He's across the midcourt line to the right sideline. Now spins the other way. Cutting on White. Pulls up. Jumper. Good. And the Knicks now lead 38-35. Havlicek having his problems here in the first half. Maybe hurting severely. Thrown the ball away a couple of times. Havlicek cutting left. Protects it. Throws it away. Throw it down low. No one there.
2 and 3 men picking up the ball handler and helping out. That's the Knicks defense of old. And old, I mean a couple of weeks ago.
Meminger knows it across it on the left sideline. Knicks lead by 3. 2:20 remaining first half. Meminger to the head of the foul circle. On the right it goes to Frazier. Slide cuts right. Met by Kaburski on the switch. Pops down low on Jackson. The baseline jump. Good. 40-35 along the left sideline. Hands to White. White cuts in. On the run. Back the other way. Nelson. He drives. He hits. 40-37. The Knicks on top by 3 with 1:55 left in this first half. Frazier walks it across. On the left for Jackson. Jackson pulls it away from Havlicek. Down low Frazier. He cuts. He drives. He misses. Rebound Collins. Frazier missed an easy one. He had the step on Havlicek and took the perfect peg from Jackson. White to the forecourt on the left side. White around the screen from Collins. Then on the switch by Lucas. Collins being guarded momentarily by Meminger. Jumped by Havlicek. Blocked by Frazier. Taken off by Meminger. Meminger across the midcourt line. Meminger racing. Head of the circle. Now holds it up. On the left for DeBusschere. DeBusschere with a head fake. Comes off the pick. Looks for the shot. Down low instead to Lucas. He drives and hits. Beautiful feet on the pick and roll. Executed between Lucas and DeBusschere. White to the midcourt line. 8 seconds remaining. White along the left sideline. 6 seconds remaining. White cuts right. 3 seconds to the top of the circle. Looks for the shot. Stolen out of his hand by Meminger as time runs out. Very tough defense by the Green.
A dominant performance, Knicks and Celtics, Game 7, 1973. I'm talking about what's happening on the radio. You were getting dominated by Marv.
I was. He had a way about him that time. It was all radio, all Marv, but I was thrilled to be there, believe me.
In games like this, defense is so huge, and it really looks as though Dean Meminger had one of the best games of his career.
Dean, the Dream, was great. And what's interesting is that he wasn't going to get the amount of minutes going into the game that he got, over 30 minutes in the game, but he brought tempo to the Knicks. I mean, they started to run the Celtics out of the Boston Garden, and it was led by Dean Meminger, who played tremendous game. But the Knicks shot well, Al, and they felt afterwards that this was the perfect game they played. And that's a tribute, obviously, to Red Holzman, too, for letting Dean stay on the floor. A lot of coaches go by numbers and minutes you get. You know, he saw what was happening. I mean, they were running, and it was thrilling. And it was thrilling, can you imagine, for me as a rookie announcer, to be part of that and to be viewing that game, which is so thrilling, knowing what was next.
And it really looks as though the Knicks believed that they could win this Game 7, and with the players that we now know that they had then, they probably did. The heck with the Boston Ghosts. Let's go back for more of Game 7.
7th and final game of the Eastern Final. Down Johnson will toss it up. Lucas against Collins, but tap controlled by Boston. Nelson takes in the forecourt. Gives to Cheney. Celtic shooting to our left. A little White, guarded by Meminger. Back the other way to Cheney at center court. Holds the ball high over the head. Whips to Collins on the right side. He's out deep. He cuts left at the foul line. Holds. Hands to White. White on the back dribble against Meminger. Back the other way to Cheney. Cheney looks for the shot. Does not have it. We have 3 on the 24. Cross court. Nelson, his jump short. And the rebound taken by Bradley. Just did get it off as the 24-second buzzer went. Frazier out of the backcourt with the right-hand dribble. To Bradley along the left side. Snaps to the head of the foul circle down to DeBusschere. Holds it over the head. Looking. Still looking. Sends on the right for Bradley. Bradley back to the basket in silence. Cuts left to the pivot line. He fakes, does not have the shot. Out side, the Busher with 3. Has to force the jump. It's short. Rebound, Meminger. Meminger scrambles away to the left end of the pass by Salas. Salas loses from behind to the Busher. A dive for the ball on the floor. That is taken by Collins. Both the Busher and Nelson not able to come up with it. Now down court to Nelson. His pass stolen by Meminger. Great play to Frazier. Across the mid-court line. A one bounce for Bradley on the left side. Pass Nelson. Floater. Yes! And the Knicks lead 47-41. Meminger at center court, midway between the sidelines. Sends to the Busher. Down low, Lucas. Back to the basket against Cowan. Waiting. A one bounce for Frazier. He grinds and hits. And the Knicks in a spurt. Lead it now 49-41. Shaney got it tightly by Frazier. Moves it across to the right side of the circle. Leads for Salas. The pop from the side. No good. Rebound and Lucas holds the ball and hands to Frazier. The Knicks playing their best basketball in 3 ball games. Frazier on the right side to Busher. Long bomb. Yes! And the Knicks lead by 10. 51-41. White out of the backcourt, racing against Frazier. Gets the step, pulls up. Does not have the shot. Throws back the other way. Cheney return to White. White cuts right on Frazier. Driving one-hander. Meminger moves down court in a hurry, then holds. Back the other way to Busher. The Busher along the right sideline. He's one-on-one with Nelson as they open up. On the left for Frazier. He's at the top of the circle. Cuts left, looks for the shot, does not have it. Back the other way, Lucas to Bradley in the corner. He has to force the jump, and he hits. 53-43 the score. Cheney moves it across now against Frazier. Austin in possession, trailing by 10. Flips to Collins. Beautiful wheeling. Oh, he takes it home. And following that, Knick surge. Celtics now showing signs of life. They trail 53-46. Cheney across the midcourt line. Cheney spinning on Frazier to the right side. Then holds. Pops it to Nelson in the corner. Nelson cuts left. A one-bounce pass battled away by Bradley. Saved. It's saved to the hands of Nelson. Gives to Silas. Outside White. White cuts right on Meminger. Spins for the turnaround. Jump. 53-48 the score. Celtics down by 5. Meminger moves it across. Meminger left side of the circle. Meminger pulls up on the back little hold. To Frazier on the right. Cuts left on Cheney. Hands to the Busher on the weave. On the right side, Bradley. Bradley cuts left. Gives to Frazier. Frazier makes his move on Salas. Turnaround. Jumper. Good. 55-48. The Knicks are now looking for Frazier to become more active offensively. Has 12 points. Cheney down court. Hands to Nelson. The ball knocked away. Nelson recovers. He's loose for the jump. Good. Meminger will throw it in. 5.5 remaining third quarter. Meminger with the inbounds for Frazier. Frazier cuts to the head of the foul circle. Frazier turns. Side jump. Yes. 57-50. Wide now with 14 points. The Knicks lead by 7. Cheney against Frazier. Frazier all over him. Cheney moves it across. Frazier goes for the steal. Overplayed. Cheney one bounces to Nelson. Down low. Collins driving. Hook. No good. Rebound. Thomas. No good. Foul call. It's against the Knicks. Timeout is called. We'll return right after this word.
We're joined in the vault now by Hall of Famer Bob Wolf. How would you characterize what existed between the Knicks and the Celtics, say, in 1973 for the game that we're watching?
Well, it was a heated rivalry. In fact, it was so heated, I really went into the locker room there, the dressing room.
You mean really heated?
I mean, I think everybody believed that Red Auerbach just put the heat on so that guys would sweat out before they started the ball game. But the other thing about, I remember when I did a broadcast there, the TV booth was okay. But if I happened to do a radio game, as I did on some of the other games, I sat there, and right behind me, I was almost in the stands, were the people right in the next row, and they would lean over to start to yell on the microphone. I was able to protect myself because up in Boston, there was a wonderful priest, and he was a statistician up there. Mm-hmm. So when the priest came in, I knew there wouldn't be any swearing into the mic, and if a fight started, at least I'd be blessed in some way with that present.
Great memories with Bob Wolf. Now, remember, as many Knick fans do, that they win a championship in 1973, but to get there, a lot of people forget this, they had to do something that had never been done. Beat the Celtics in a Game 7 at home.
5:15 remaining third quarter, and the Knicks leading the Celtics 57-50. Silas to the line, second by Silas, good. 57-51 the score. The Knicks on top as Meminger moves it across. Phil Jackson getting set to report back. Meminger ahead of the foul circle. Meminger spinning on White. Bradley cuts the feed to Reed. He tries to hit a beautiful feed from Meminger. He threw a bullet, and Willis was able to hit 59-51. Knicks on top. Gives to Frazier. Clyde got it by Havlicek. Throws it across. Sims to Meminger on the left sideline for Bradley. Holds the ball high over the head. Now to the foul line to Reed on the drive. He stops the jump. No good. No, it's good. It hit the rim and bounded through. 10-point New York lead, 61-51. White along the left sideline. White cuts in, pops down low to Silas. He turns for the hook. It's short. Rebound on the right, taken by Frazier. And it's New York ball. Frazier moves it across with the right-hand dribble. Frazier to the right side of the circle. He cuts left. He turns, gives to Jackson with room. The jumper. Good! And the Knicks lead 63-51. A 12-point fold with 3:55 remaining third quarter. Havlicek hands to White at center court. White at the head of the circle, looking. He's played tight by Meminger. Hands behind him to Nelson. Nelson cuts right on the weave. Havlicek, the foul line, running one-hander. Hits the rim, bounds away. Whistle on the play. And a foul call. 3.5 remaining third quarter. Frazier cutting left on Havlicek, spinning toward the sideline. As Havlicek tips the ball away, it's recovered by Bradley. Bradley to the foul line, hands to Jackson off the screen. A fourth jumper short. Rebound, Meminger. Outside Frazier. Frazier cuts in on Havlicek. Now to the right side of the circle, met on the switch down low. Jackson, a running hook. Yes! Boom! Jackson from inside against Havlicek. 65-53 the score. White to the forecorner on the right sideline. White throws it down. Now down low, Cowan. Back to the basket against Reed. A turnaround jump. Short. Rebound. Batted around. Taken by Reed. Gives to Frazier. And the Knicks out of the backcourt. Led by Frazier. Puts it behind the back at the foul line. Looks to set up. Continues the dribble up high against Nelson. Now spins in. Cuts left. Pulls up. Here's the jump. Good! The Knicks by 14 now. And a foul. Yes, and it counts. Foul committed by Cowan. And Frazier will go to the line and try for the three-point play.
The Knicks are going into a period now where they're playing near-perfect basketball. They're denying Dave Cowens the ball. That is a key factor. And when Cowens gets it, it's a little unfamiliar to his hands, and he's not hitting his jump shot. And that is such an important thing. They're keeping the ball away from Cowens. On offense, they're patient. That's what they're doing. Everyone's in the offense. They're not leaning on any one man. They're all doing the job.
Frazier on the line, looking for the three-point play, and he gets it in the Knicks now lead 68-53 with 2:40 remaining third quarter. Havlicek moves it across and on the right sideline. Havlicek loses the dribble off his foot and out of bounds. Pass for Reed up high, stolen by Cowan. He's to the forecorner on the left sideline. Now puts on the break. Outside White. White cuts it off the screen, goes up and loses the ball, but it's battled away out of bounds. So the Knicks will take over. Red Holzman wants to know why no up and down call on JoJo White. The Dream at center court, cuts right. Now to the head of the foul circle, sends to Jackson, battled away by Williams. Williams flips to White, right across the midcourt line, racing on Meminger, the driving shot. Jackson along the right sideline, holds the ball high over the head. Down it tightly by Kaburski. Jackson a one bounce for Reed. Willis turns, looks to throw it outside. He does to Bradley. Open jumper, good. Williams races down court. Hands to White, gets the step. He drives, he stops, turnaround, jump, good. 70-57. So White has hit two in a row. Meminger moves it across from the right-hand dribble. Along the left sideline. Williams all over him. Now Meminger holds to Frazier at the head of the foul circle. Spins on White down the lane. The ball knocked away by the foul. The inbounds to Meminger. Back to Frazier. People on the left side as Reed sets the pick. Clyde cuts in, then holds. Looks for Reed. Cannot find him. Instead, one bounce cross court for Bradley. To Jackson on the left. His jump. Good! Bill Jackson has come off the bench. He now has 9 points and has been a major factor in the stick drive of the third quarter. The Knicks lead 72-57. Williams to the baseline of Kaburski. His jump no good. Rebound battled around. It's loose. Taken by Silas. Outside White. His jump from 15 short. Rebound. Jackson and Kaburski. Michael Jackson spins it off the, let's see, either off Reed or Cowens. They say last touch by Reed. Cowens inbounds. Bullet to Williams. Left side of the circle. Williams dribbling at center court. To the right side. Now Williams cutting on Frazier with nowhere to go. The crowd screaming. They'd like to see Williams shoot the ball, but the Celtics trailing by the big margin. Now Williams hands to White. White cuts in, holds a forced one-handed block by Reed and battled out of bounds. Still looking to Silas at center court. Silas with room to the left side of the circle. Now holds. Celtics getting no movement. A long one-hander. No good. Rebound, Jackson with 10 seconds. To Frazier. He's across the midcourt line. Met by Salas, 5 seconds. Frazier to the foul line. Down low, Meminger drives, misses. Rebound, Salas. Gets to Kabrowski, and the Celtics do not get the final shot off. But that's the end of 3. With the score, the New York Knicks 72 and the Boston Celtics 57.
Keep it here for more Knicks Celtics Game 7 when MSG's Vault continues. We're back in the vault. The New York Knicks on their way to a championship in 1973, but first they must win a Game 7 in Boston. We're joined by Dave Anderson of the New York Times, and I don't think we can talk about buildings like the old Madison Square Garden, the third one on 8th Avenue, or Boston Garden enough. I mean, remember how you used to get into Boston Garden? You had to go to that office building and take the elevator up and then walk through the back. And
it was in the train station. It was in the North Station in Boston. Just as this garden is now on a railroad station, above a railroad station too, but those gardens were, the seating, the sight lines were so much better than any of the current gardens because everything went straight up. And you could be sitting in the mezzanine and you were almost on the court. They weren't as big, they weren't as fancy. The food wasn't as good maybe, but you could see a game much better in those buildings.
Now, this is probably a time when you would say to me that Red Auerbach defined his greatness as an architect because this is the Celtics without Bill Russell, and yet they were able to keep on keeping on.
Red Auerbach knew how to draft players. He knew how to scout them, because he wanted players for his system. The Celtics were a basketball team. They weren't 5 players.
Well, remember, what we're watching here in the vault is something that had never, ever happened before. The Celtics had never lost a Game 7 at home. This Knicks team headed for destiny, and these feelings of seeing something that never happened before can't ever get old in the vault.
And the Knicks, with a big third quarter, lead it now, 72-57, outscoring the Celtics 27-17 in the third.
This is a Knick game, and this is the Knick team at their best right now.
And that's our closest playoff. We had a couple of goes on Friday night. Tap control by the Celtics. Down low, Collins. 72-59. The pass from Westfall to Collins. Crowd comes alive. Meminger throws it across. Meminger on the left side with a pass to Bradley. Bradley guarded by Salas. Makes his movement hold. Back the other way, Frazier. Opening minute of play, fourth quarter. Frazier along the left sideline, backing on White. White knocks it away. Frazier recovers a jumper in and out. Rebound Salas, and it's Boston ball. Celtics move right to left, shooting to our left. Celtics must come from way back. Westfall to the head of the circle, cuts left on Frazier, met by Jackson, with it on the play, offensive foul call. Meminger moves it across with the right hand. Sends to Bradley and on the left side. Up high, Reed. Willis turns on Collins, then looks for help, holds it high over the head, puts on the floor, still looking, over to Bradley, on the run with a hook, no good, rebound Nelson. Nelson holds it and gives to White. White races across the midcourt line to the right sideline, breaking wide on Frazier with a running hook. No good, rims the basket. And Westfall out of the backcourt against Frazier. Westfall with a change of direction. Now cuts head of the circle. Frazier goes for the steal. Westfall recovers. Frazier all over Westfall. Westfall for the corner. Outside Collins. His jump. No good. Rebound to Busher. Protects it. Holds it away from White. Hands to Meminger. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Knicks on top 74-61. To Busher along the right side. Got it now by Nelson. Cuts left off the pick from Reed. Then holds. A one bounce for Willis. He turns. Good jump. Good. Willis lead from 15 feet out. Right side. Knicks lead 76-61. 10 minutes remaining. Wait to the forecourt along the right sideline. Holds the ball over the head. Down low, Collins. Turns on Reed. Fakes the jump. Overshoots, but a foul. Reed commits it. And Meminger giving away a good 6 inches on Salas. The tap control by the Celtics. Nelson with a turnaround jump. In and out. Rebound to Busher. Celtics not hitting their shots. Came out with 4 straight points. And the Knicks able to cool things down. They have the big lead, a 14-point bulge. Meminger walks it across to Reed up high. Willis cutting left. A one bounce for Meminger in the corner. He's to the foul line. He's down the lane. A cross-court pass knocked away by Nelson. Recovered by DeBuscher to Reed. Foul line. Jump. Short. Rebound. Bradley loses control, and Collins picks it up off the floor. Ahead for White. White to the forecourt on the left side. White falls down but throws it away. Reed on the set. Ahead for Bradley. Bradley across the midcourt line. Bradley along the left sideline. Moves past Salas. Outside, Frazier. Frazier turns his back on Westfall. Right side of the circle. Now here's the turnaround jump. Yes! Frazier has been magnificent here in the second half. The Knicks lead it now 78-62. Meminger across the midcourt line, now holds. A one bounce to Bradley, head of the foul circle. Holds it over the head to Frazier. Short pop, good. Bank shot from the left baseline. And the Knicks now lead by 20. Frazier to Meminger on the inbound. Meminger at center court. Pulls up the dribble, now looking for help. Bullets cross court to Frazier. Frazier makes his move on Cheney. He circles. Here's the jump. Hits the rim. Bounce through. 86-66. Clyde now with 23 points. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining of the game. White to the right sideline. Off the screen, the jump. Good. 86-68 the score. 33 seconds remaining. Standing ovation for the Boston Celtics. Knicks lead 94-78. Meminger moves it across. Meminger to the left sideline against Westphal. Meminger spinning on Westphal. Meminger doing a dribbling act against Westphal, with Westphal falling all over his feet, and gives to Frazier. Back to center court to Bradley with 13 seconds. Cross court, it's tucked away and out of bounds by Williams. It's tapped to Jackson, and he runs the clock out. That's the story. The New York Knicks over the Boston Celtics 94-78 to win the series in